if I was in a girl's shoes and my husband told me to stay home and take care of
There are
kids,
literally 3 other
me money.
girls in this room as well. And they're like, yes,
it has to be, I think.
this is the way. Honestly, it's not worth it. The investment is not worth it.
Statutory is better, isn't it?
Yes.
No, if she didn't even offer, if she didn't even like, let me get the bill. I mean, I don't mind paying, but I want her to be like, do you want me to pay? How much was it? It's okay. At least she has the intentions.
That.
At least she has the intentions.
I guess you pay for your half of like the inconvenience caused by being here, and I'll pay my half for the inconvenience that has caused me to be here.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase because I think I painted myself in a very bad picture.
Okay.
I would probably pay, but I want the girl to offer. What's up, guys? My name is Emir and welcome back to another episode of The Money Goal. And today we have Yasmin again. Hello, Yasmin.
Hi. Hello.
Okay, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so I wanted to talk about financial stuff,
Okay.
like in a relationship.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm not sure like how you do things like with your partners, but like with me, I'm very much like a 50-50 person.
Okay. For everything? Most
Honestly,
things.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, obviously I've never been married, so like I can't speak on that.
Okay.
But like yeah, while just being like in a relationship, like boyfriend, girlfriend,
Yep.
I'm about that 50-50 life.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I think
you are?
it's- Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Because some people don't like that.
Yeah, I know. I know some people who... Okay, I have a friend and I asked him, why don't you have a girlfriend? I don't know why I asked him that.
That's a rude
But
question.
that is very
What are you
rude.
playing?
Yeah, I know. I was like, dude, come on, you're 29. What? Okay, but anyway, he was like, oh, I don't have money for a girlfriend. I was like, what do you mean you don't have money for a girlfriend? And he said, he wants to pay for everything. I think some people are like that. They want to pay for everything. Even when they just meet the girl, they want to pay for all the stuff. But for me, I'm not that type of guy. I think if I go on the first date and a girl expects me to pay for everything, I mean, I will, but that'll be the last date. I'll be like, okay, bye-bye, see you.
Okay. Right.
No, if she didn't even offer, if she didn't even like, let me get the bill. I mean, I don't mind paying, but I want her to be like, do you want me to pay? How much was it? It's okay. At least she has the intentions.
That.
At least she has the intentions. No,
Okay.
to me, if she expects 100-0, then I think we're not compatible financially.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because like for me, if I'm going like on a first date,
Okay.
and if the date goes well,
Yep.
I would kind of expect the guy to pay.
Okay, but would you offer? Would you
I
pretend?
will always offer.
Exactly.
I will always offer.
Exactly.
But if the date goes badly,
Uh-huh.
I most definitely will split.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's the tell. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because like for me, it's like, I guess you pay for your half of like the inconvenience caused by being here, and I'll pay my half for the inconvenience that has caused me to be here. The time that has wasted, the time that was wasted, and the effort that was wasted. So
That's
I think it's fair to go 50-50.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't think that the date is going well.
Yeah.
But if the date is going well, basically, the guy, I feel like the guy should pay.
Okay.
It's kind of like an advance for the next date.
Okay, I'm gonna rephrase because I think I painted myself in a very bad picture.
Okay.
I would probably pay, but I want the girl to offer. Because, okay, if the girl doesn't even offer, then my thinking is this is the expectation for everything moving forward,
Okay.
which makes things hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I think
I'm
like,
not that bad.
no, you're not that bad. But I feel like there is like, I guess it depends on the person, right? Again, it's not really fair because like both of us are very 50-50 people. Again, can't speak on marriage because neither one of us have been married before.
Yeah.
But like at this stage, like I feel like it's fair to be 50-50 because like we're just not committed. I mean, we are committed to each other, but like we haven't stepped into the like next phase in the
Yep.
relationship. So like I think it's only fair to have it 50-50.
Yep,
You know
yep,
what I
yep,
mean? Like
yep.
you know, you're not handling like bills together or like housing loans or like car loans, that
Yep.
kind of thing. So as far as I'm concerned, if you're not married yet, then like your money is still your money and like my money is
Yep.
still money.
I think
It's
that's
still
fair.
my money.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people should have the money talk even before they get married because I think
Absolutely.
financial compatibility is really important
Yeah.
in relationships. So even though at this point things are very straightforward, okay, 50-50, I buy lunch, you buy dinner, or I buy this round, next round you buy. But you need to talk about, like the serious stuff, like you're talking about house, kids, and stuff like that before you get married, because you don't want to get married and then figure out that, oh, you want to quit your job as soon as you get married and I have to like pay for everything. Yeah. I think these things you got to sort of iron out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, like, so I would say that me and my partner are financially compatible.
Okay.
But we have two different styles, like completely different.
In what sense?
So I believe in 50-50
Okay.
and he believes in
100-0.
Yeah.
As in you do the 100.
No, as in he does 100. He does the 100. And like, I mean, to me, it's flattering, but like, I always feel like, that's such a huge burden for just like one person to bear, especially because we're like still dating. So even though it's been like, some time has passed, I will still offer. I will always still offer, or like, just split it in a way that like, okay, you get next lunch, I'll get the lunch after that. Or like, yeah, just like things like that. So we're not like, keeping track of it like down to the cent, obviously not.
Yep.
But I feel like, I just feel like I just don't want to like burden him. But like, I mean, we've talked about like the future before and like what he envisions. And like, if I wanted to just like go along with it, I mean, like realistically, I could. He's like provider type of man, so like he's happy for me to
save all your money.
Just like literally save all my money. If I didn't want to work, then I, don't have to as well. But like I understand in like other relationships, it may not be the case.
Feasible. It could not be even feasible.
Yeah, it
right?
may not be feasible, and it also may not be the case, right? But how do you like navigate that conversation? Because like it is such a deal breaker for a lot of people. Right.
Yeah. I think the sad thing is it's a deal breaker for a lot of people, but they only find out after they're married.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, because then what can you do, right? Yeah, I think I have a set of sort of principles that maybe I can't think of off the top of my head, but there are some things that my partner needs to have for me to think that, okay, this can work. And I think it's a lot more beyond who pays for what. I think 50-50, 100-0, that is, I mean, it is important to talk about, but that's just one aspect, right? I think it's their mindset about money. So example, right? Someone who takes out a lot of loans to buy things that they can't afford. To me, that's like red flag. I can't do that. People who spend beyond their means, they want to...
Yeah, big red flag.
Yeah, big red flag, right? If I want to buy, I really want the new iPhone, I can't afford it. Oh, it's okay, we have buy now, pay later. I'll just do that. Yeah, to me, big red flag, probably cannot work long term. It doesn't matter if we are 50-50 or I'm 100-0, because if I'm 100 and you're 0 and then you're spending beyond your means, it's never going to work for us, because it then means that, I have to keep earning and then you're just burning everything away. Yeah, so there are these things that I would think, my partner needs to have. Otherwise, it can't work. Yeah. What's your red flags? Okay.
I think like I've had to learn this the hard way, to be fair. It's a story that I told you like literally last
off camera,
like 2 weeks ago, off camera. So I won't go into specific details, but I think when I start the story, you'll remember what it is. But I am a generous person, and if you tug at my heartstrings, then like you will
even more generous.
Yeah, even more generous. Sometimes like I don't even need to be asked, and I will try to help like where I can. And I think naturally, because you're in a relationship, like you are naturally inclined to like help that person. If you don't want to help that person, then obviously you don't care about that person, right?
Yep.
So I think I had to learn the hard way that sometimes there are certain situations whereby you gotta let them like figure it out. You can only lend so much money, or I mean, in my case, it wasn't lend, it was give. Because obviously you don't want, with your partner, like it's so awkward to lend money. Do you know?
Yeah,
I mean, to me, I think that's awkward.
Yep.
Because if I'm helping, then like I'm just going to give, and with like the thought of like, it's okay if I don't see this money again.
Okay. It's imagine you're like, hey babe, remember my $500?
Yeah, I think that's so awkward. So a big red flag is if your partner yeah, I mean, when you said spending beyond your means,
Yeah.
that's a huge red flag, and a red flag that like I saw, and like it took me a long time to actually like wake up about it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why I think with this current relationship that I have, like I'm just like, look, you don't need to take me to like big nice restaurants or like buy me, you know, rings and jewelry and like whatever. Like I'm totally fine. You know?
Yeah, and I think that is actually another thing. Yeah, I've seen friends with girlfriends who expect
That's when it gets really difficult.
certain things, certain level. I know some guys are okay doing it, which
Yeah.
again that
Yeah,
means
yeah,
that they are
absolutely.
financially compatible, but not for me, right? I know someone who is about to propose to his girlfriend, so he has to buy a diamond ring, and I was like, so did you buy lab grown? And he was like, no, my girlfriend told me like it has to be the real deal, like it has to be the blood diamond, otherwise you're not committed to me. Yeah, so she really wants like real diamond. It has to be huge, and the whole idea is it needs to cost him a certain amount of money to show that look what I'm willing to spend to propose to you. Which again, it works for him. I mean, I'm not gonna tell him how to live his life or who to marry.
If he's happy to do it, then that's fine.
But it wouldn't work out for me.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, I'm definitely of the mindset that like I think especially if you're like starting out, right? Like it's really important not to set the bar. Of course, set the bar high, but not too high.
Yeah.
So that there's room to, you know, grow and impress.
Don't make that the standard, basically.
Yeah. Like honestly, if I'm being super honest, right? Like if my partner was like buying me, sure, yeah, a diamond ring like every month, then oh my God, when we get married, I better be getting 10 rings a month.
Exactly. It has to be.
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, if you're transitioning into like that next phase of your relationship, then like you got to give a bit more, right?
You have to save some. You have to save some for the future. Yeah.
And I feel like honestly, there's a sense of like romanticism in that as well. Like it's not that don't give 100%, but like reserve some of that.
So basically, don't
like,
give 100%.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Obviously, give 100% in terms of like your effort, your love, your care, your commitment. Yeah, absolutely. But like, there has to be some room for that later on in life.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's just me.
Yeah,
but my big.
That's a real.
I think money.
I think it's important for couples to talk about money, especially early on. It's not that you have to agree on every single item, but I think if you agree on a few things, you generally have the same thinking towards money. So, like stories, right? I have colleagues who now they have a kid about to enter primary school, and then now they're arguing about should we send our kid to public school or international school? And the wife is like, oh no, we must send our kid to international school. And my colleague, as a guy, as a person who's actually paying, he's like, no, you know, why would we do this? I went to public school and I'm completely fine. I want my kid to go there as well. So yeah, all these things, they are, I mean, of course, it's about education, your kid's future, but inherently the argument is about money.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. The craziest story I've heard is this guy whose goal was to retire early. So he worked towards his retirement. So they separated their money, their net worth. Again, this is another topic.
Oh, that is a whole different topic.
We'll get to that later. But so he saved his own money, he invested his own money and everything. He's, I think, like 40, 42, and he's ready to retire. But his wife is not ready to retire because they split their money. So then now he's thinking, is it okay if I just retire and my wife continues working because my retirement is settled? Or do I have to work and both of us retire together?
Right.
Yeah. So these are all things that I feel like I don't want to be in this position when I'm 45.
Yeah.
When I'm already there, I don't want this conversation to only start then, which is why I think it's really important to start.
Yeah. No, it's definitely important to, I think, especially if you're looking at this person as like marriage material, right? Like, yes, there are so many conversations that need to be had before you get married, and one of them has to be a chat about your finances.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
Like, you just gotta honestly, it doesn't even need to be about money specifically, but even things like where does your partner like hope to stay after getting married? Like, does he want to buy? Does he want to rent out? Does he have any retirement funds like stashed away already? Where does he want to retire? Does he want to retire here, or does he want to retire like somewhere else? And all of that that's money.
Yeah.
That's money. And like a huge thing also is school, right? Your kids, right? Yeah, their education like later on, yeah, is it international
this-
school or
yeah,
is
yeah,
it, government school?
Yep.
University later on, is your partner willing to send them overseas or, you gotta stay in Malaysia?
Yep.
That's all money. That's all money. Right?
Actually, the more we talk about this, the more examples I have of friends
Of
who
friends who
basically
are like-
argue about money. But
Yeah.
I think too many stories already.
Too
anyway.
many stories.
Okay, but so when it comes to money management, we keep our own money, or are you, what's yours is mine, what's mine is yours, everything is one?
So for me, I've thought about this.
Okay.
So I would definitely like to share an account
Okay.
for sure with my partner.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be for like travel funds, for bills.
Yep. Basically, it's a couple expense. It's
Yeah,
our
couple
expense.
Yeah. But then he will also have like his own,
Mhm.
and I will also have like my own.
Yeah.
And that is literally for like if I want to go shopping.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
groceries for the house is in the shared one.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I agree.
If he wants to buy like gadgets and like electronics,
Mhm.
that's his own one.
Yep.
So he doesn't touch like the
Our
shared
money. Yeah. I agree. Again, I don't think there's a right or wrong way to do this.
No, I don't
you
think so.
can go everything is shared. You can do everything separate. But I agree with you. I think I would do every month, both of us contribute X amount
Yeah.
depending on our salary. So I would contribute depending on salary. I think it can't be the same amount. If I'm earning 30,000 and you're earning 2,000, we can't like each contribute 1,000,
Yeah.
right? So we both contribute to a fund, and then that's shared expenses, and then we have our own money.
Absolutely.
I think one thing that I want to say is, I think especially for girls, if you are the lower earning one, or if you're not working, I really recommend girls have their own savings, have their own money.
110%. Yeah.
Just because I've also seen a lot of relationships where the woman stays because there's no money. Because where else am I going to go if I get divorced, right?
Yeah.
And then that puts you in a tricky situation. I mean,
Yeah, there are too many stories.
Yeah.
I mean, like you literally don't have to tell one. I think there is so many stories.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
the media or like social media.
yeah,
And I think that's a really dangerous place to be.
Exactly.
Because it's essentially you're like caged in, right?
You are.
trapped.
Yep.
And I feel like in Malaysia specifically, a lot of women stay in marriages that they shouldn't be staying in purely because
Of money.
They
Or the
can't
lack
support
of it.
themselves. Yeah.
Yep.
Because more often than not, they'll take on their kids
Mm-hmm.
after divorce and stuff like that. I mean, this is a totally different, separate subject, but
Yeah.
I think it's so important to have like
Your own. Yep.
your own money. You've got like your shared money,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta have like your own
Yep.
as well.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I told my sister.
Mm.
That's why I even told my partner the same thing, right? And that's why I recommend girls should continue working at least
Yeah.
to build your own savings and have your own money.
Mm-hmm.
If your husband tells you, you know what, I don't want you to work anymore, I want you to take care of the kids, I think he should give you a salary.
Yeah.
I think he must give you a salary so that you have your own
Sorry,
savings.
sorry, what?
He must give you a salary.
salary?
Yeah. For staying at home, because otherwise you
like
won't
that.
have your own source of income.
I like that.
Yeah. So even for my own partner, like I would tell her, I wouldn't want you to feel trapped forever, right?
Yeah.
I don't want us to be together just because you have no other choice.
Nice.
Right? Yeah. So I think
okay.
that is something that girls should obviously think about for sure.
Like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so like pocket money lah.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, that is nafkah, right? So
But not money that you give your wife just to pay for the kids.
so
and
you
stuff.
got you got nafkah and you got
your
on
own.
top.
Yeah. If I were a girl, if I was in a girl's shoes, and my husband told me to stay home and take care of
There are
kids,
literally 3 other
me money.
girls in this room as well, and they're like, yes,
it has to be, I think.
this is the way.
Otherwise, just continue
agree.
working. Otherwise, just continue working, right? You want me to quit? Give me a salary then.
Yeah, we have a male producer here as well. I hope he listens.
He's preparing to get married. And oh no.
Okay, anyway, before we wrap things up and get to our story,
Yeah.
at what point does financial issues or like money related issues become like a deal breaker for you?
I think, like I said, spending beyond your means, spending too much, and not thinking about the future at all. I think that,
Yeah. It's just like careless spending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
feel like maybe people like our age group are more like prone to that, I feel like I do know a lot of people who are like absolute spendthrifts. And they just spend on like the silliest things and they don't like look ahead. Because the reality is that later on, like when you're married and stuff like that, like costs are gonna add up, right?
Yep.
You know, you got your diapers, your susu, it's literally a huge list, right?
Mhm.
So it's better for you to be prepared for that rather than like spend on like shoes, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
shoes like
Yep.
every week now.
And I would say if you see financial red flags in your partner, I think just run as early as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
I know people get blinded by love. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I think these
took me a
things
while.
it's either you run early on or you just
Yeah.
confront it head on and say
Yeah.
if you can't change, then I don't think this will work out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, from my own experience for sure. Like honestly, it's not worth it. The investment is not worth it.
There's
I
no
tried
ROI.
making the investment.
There's no
and
ROI. Sashay is better, isn't it?
Yes. Shui is better. Okay. Alrighty. So we got a story here.
Yep.
Alrighty. When my partner and I first got serious, everything seemed perfect. But then I found out by accident that they had a huge credit card debt, more than
Yep.
both our savings combined. I felt betrayed, and it wasn't just about the money, it was about honesty. It took months of difficult conversations, but we slowly worked through it. We created a debt repayment plan and we started being more transparent about our finances. Now we sit down every month for a money date to review spending, savings, and future plans. How early should couples start talking about money, and what's the best way to bring it up without sounding too serious?
Ooh.
As early as possible. Is that even a question?
First day. I think
Like, oh my God. Like, I feel like once you've like decided like this dude is gonna, or this person is gonna be the one that you're
Yep.
gonna marry, you need to have that conversation. I mean, some people are quite lucky in that they have that conversation really, really early on, right? Like 6 months in or whatever. Like I have a partner who is just transparent in general. So like I got to know all of that 3 months in,
Yep.
just because he was open to sharing. But I guess some people are sensitive, right?
yeah.
When it comes to that.
Okay, I have a friend who has been with his girlfriend for 10 years and they don't know each other's salary. And I was like, whoa. Okay, I mean, up to you. But yeah, I will also say as early as possible. I think salary, for example, is as basic as it gets because how do I plan where we're going to live? How much can we afford for the wedding if I don't even know your salary? But
Yeah.
as early as possible, but I guess as soon as you're serious, I would say. I mean, if you're 20 years old, you're going on a date for the first time, then whatever, let it be.
Yeah.
But if you're more, you want to be serious early on, then I would talk about it
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely. I think straight out the
Yep. Ask
straight
for
out the
CQ's
gate.
report. Ask for the CTOS report.
Yes.
How much loans do you have? Have you been paying on
Exactly.
time?
No, but something like this, right? With this credit card, like secret credit card debt, I would feel really betrayed as
Yep.
well. Because I think that's something you definitely have to disclose, right? Like,
Especially if it's a lot for sure.
yeah, exactly. Like I would feel blindsided lah,
Mm-hmm.
right? Alrighty, okay. Second story. I used to split bills equally with my partner. At first, it felt like it was fair. 50-50 sounded simple. But I earned half of what my partner made, and paying the same amount left me broke, stressed, and even skipping meals sometimes. Eventually, I admitted how hard it was. My partner understood, and we switched to splitting based on income.
Yep.
Suddenly, things felt lighter and less resentful. Fairness, I realized, doesn't always mean equal. It means recognizing each other's realities. For couples, what's a fair way to split bills? Should it always be 50-50 or adjusted based on income?
It's up to them. Okay, so
Yeah,
I'll say
it's
it's up to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess the most logical is income based, right?
Yeah.
Percentage of income, but you can still do 50-50. So one thing I used to do as well is because back then we wanted to do more 50-50. But I was earning a bit more. So obviously it's not like we were married, so I can't say, let's compare our ratio of salary and I'll pay exactly that 77% and you pay the rest. So what we would do is the good thing is my partner is very open. So if I say, hey, let's go to this restaurant, and they're like, oh, it's too expensive for me, sorry. Since I'm the one who wants to go to a more expensive place, then I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do that as well. Yeah. If
Yeah.
I've chosen a restaurant and I know it's an expensive restaurant, then I will
Yeah.
offer to pay, even though I'm the girl.
I think it's as simple
don't
as that.
care,
Yeah.
yeah.
I know some people are stuck like this person, 50-50 forever, even though the income gap is too huge.
Yeah.
I think that's tricky as well. You have to compromise. I think the other partner can't be so selfish in the sense that, I earn a lot more, but I'm only going to
Yeah.
50-50. Yeah.
No, I think it's just important to I guess be fluid with it, right? Like
Yeah.
I think if you're so stringent about literally 50-50, like 50-50 on the dot, I think it's quite hard because
Yep.
it just needs to be some breathing room just in case, you
Yeah.
know, situations like this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a relationship. It's not
Yeah.
a business agreement,
Yeah.
right? So
Exactly. There's no contract in place. Not yet, at least. But anyway, yeah, that's it for today's episode.
yeah. I guess to wrap up, what do we have? So number one, make sure you talk to your partner about finances early on. I think a
Yes.
lot. I mean, even this problem, right? 50-50, 70-30, based on income, this can all be talked about even
Yeah.
before you get married. So talk to your partner early on. You need to be financially compatible. I think it's
Yes.
super hard
Yeah.
if you're not.
Yeah.
Right?
It's good to be transparent and
Just talk about
yeah,
it.
just talk about
Yeah.
it. Yeah, you gotta be open to talking about it.
And I would say finances, a lot of people want to put it off because, you know, love first and then never mind. Finances, risky.
It's the real world, so
It doesn't work.
yeah.
And, you know, if you're not compatible with someone in another aspect, let's say religion or stuff, you wouldn't go ahead with it. So if you're not compatible financially, I will also, you know, don't go ahead with it. I think it's a very important decision. A lot of people get themselves into a lot of financial trouble, which then leads to unhappiness and all that just because of this. So, yeah.
Facts.
Yep. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of The Money Goal. And nice talking to you again, Yasmin.
Good talking to you.
Yep. See you guys in the next one.